Good morning, my friends, and happy Earth Day 2024. I lined up several things here that I either used to use and now I don't use anymore, or just things that I found along the way that I think are a major improvement on what I used to use. Our big finding this year, and it's just been very recent. My sister turned me on to this, and that it's just something different to use versus your, you know, your cleaning, your washer, softener. These are little softening crystals, and you put them in your washer, and it's supposed to make everything just smell so pretty. So I started looking, and I found this company. It's called Blue Water, and they have washer sheets, and you can see the little line is right there. But that's supposed to be the equivalent. This is one of these, the half, is supposed to be the equivalent of using a dose of this. It probably comes up to about here. That's what, maybe a quarter of a cup, third of a cup. And also, Rick just has to use softener in his wash, so he uses that. Well, instead, you're supposed to just be able to use the blue water. Excuse me. So we started using those. That seemed to be fine. So we were trying to eliminate all of this. Well, my sister said, you have to try these laundry balls. And can you hear it? It's supposed to have, I don't know, little balls inside, and they work around, and it's supposed to replace. It's eco-friendly. It cleans your clothes, cheaper than detergent and bleach, hypoallergenic, eliminates your mold, bacteria, odors, leaves your clothes clean. You don't smell all the pretties, but then, I have a very discerning nose, and I've gone over when it's come out of the washer, and I go, it just smells clean. It doesn't. You don't get any telltale fragrance. No synthetic detergents. I mean, I'm sure if you took out the drum from washers, they would just be filthy inside. And wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to be bothered with that anymore? Reduces scale rust and lime buildup. Washing machines in the washing machines and pipes. Compatible with any washing machine. We have a front loader, and I mean it says for 2,000 washes. I mean, can you imagine what you would save? I think these were for two of them, because it comes as a package. I think these were like $12, $13. And imagine if you were able to get 2,000 loads of laundry out of that. I think that would be incredible. This was $20 for 128 loads. And so that was about 15 cents a piece. And so, this would be, what, a nickel? And so once a month, you're supposed to take them out and put them in the sun. And the sun reactivates all these little microcrystals inside. And it comes two of them. When it comes out of the washer, because it's gone through the spinner, you would think that this is going to make noise. And it didn't. But anyway, when it goes through the spinner, then all of these little things inside are dry. We've done probably 4 or 5 loads. And again, everything seems to be coming out clean. Everything looks clean. It smells clean. It doesn't have a smell to it. It just is there. It smells clean. Then on the other side, again, this was a Mary recommendation. We call her Mary Mom, because she always had the good recommendations. And instead of putting in the dryer sheets in your clothing. She recommended these, and it was New Zealand, 100% New Zealand wool, and they're dryer balls. They're sheep wool, and it came. This is how it came, and then it had a little suction cup thing that you could put on your wall and hang it up. But I haven't used that yet. Anyway, this is what it looks like. This is what the balls look like, and they almost feel almost as hard as a tennis ball, but not quite. And I know you can't feel that, but you can feel that it's just a real fine wool to it. And so there's, excuse me, it's early in the morning for me, 2 there and 2 here. And I think they were, I don't know, $9 or $10. The whole thing together, the washer and dryer balls, 2 of those and 4 of these, was like $23. And I believe that included tax, and that's American. And these are also supposed to be good for like 1,000 loads of laundry. I do probably 5 loads a week, so for 4 years I'm going to have these. What an incredible savings. That was the one thing I wanted to show you. And the other thing that we've changed, one of the other things that we've changed is we used to use a lot of paper towels, and so we switched over to these paper towels that are just a half. And for wiping things up, Rick if he uses a tissue and blows his nose, well, that's he blows right through the tissue. And I have a tendency, I like to just kind of like carry one in my pocket, and I will actually break them in half to do a little sniff. And this goes nicely in my pocket. And the one thing about them is I forget things in the washer. And if you've ever washed Kleenex and had it all through your clothing, you get tired of picking off all that stuff off your clothes. So this works really well for me. And I actually get, because I just am sinusy, I get multiple uses out of it. So we've cut down on that. However, for cleaning, if you're cleaning surfaces, if you're cleaning mirrors, if you're cleaning your windows, a microfiber cloth is a far better deal because you can just keep using it. It is just, I don't know what microfiber is, but it sure works for me. So I could probably use this versus 10 of these half paper towels. And Rick used to take in 7 when he was cleaning his bathroom. Even though he uses a sponge and cleaner, he was doing all final work, all final wipes with that. So I said, hey, try using this. So he's cut down his use. Those are, one other thing that's our use, and I'm going to need to, there, I wanted to pause that for a second. We used to have a Hoover. We still have the Hoover, but we don't use it anymore. The Hoover, you had to use a bag, and it had to be from, the Hoover store in some way. And when it filled, then you threw that away. Well, now you're picking up dirt, fiber, hairs, what have you. All of that can be recycled. All of that can go in your compost. It can go in your worm bin if that's what you have. This is what I use now. It's got a HEPA filter through it, I believe. And every week when I vacuum and clean everything out, I take this apart. I don't think I'm going to be able to lift it. Oh, yeah, I can. Excuse me. It has a filter that comes apart. Oops. Excuse me. Every week I take this out and I wash it. A little soap and water. This whole bottom part comes off. sorry, I'm again using my hand to do it. But this whole thing comes off, and it gets washed and scrubbed. And then it all gets dried and put back together, and then put back in the vacuum. And so it's clean every week versus, waiting until it's full and then putting it away. Okay, so other adjustments that we've made is that anytime I have any flowers that need to be thrown away, they now get added to my either compost or my worms, including the leaves. So none of that goes even out in the weekly yard trash. And then finally, I wanted to just show you, this is the 55th year of Earth Day. And I was looking up the history of it, and I won't go over the whole thing with you, but people had such high hopes 55 years ago, and it seemed like it was already starting to, the conservatives against the liberals, and I'm very conservative, and I would have been probably one of the few back then, and maybe now we're seeing almost a shift where if you're liberal, you think that the government should be doing these things and, charging high rates, and we have to have all electric cars and all those different things. And I think there's so many little things that we could do, little things that we could do. I mean, this is heavy plastic. We're at least finding uses for people who recycle. I was looking it up, and it said worldwide, only about 9% of things that, plastics and what have you, are recycled. And I thought, I'll bet it's not even that high, but you keep a good thought. What I did notice that when we're staying at hotels now is that this is what we used to, in some hotels you're still seeing this, in your room with your little tea and coffee, you're still seeing little packages of this where you have plastic spoons and knives, your little napkin, what have you. And in some, I was still seeing the plastic bag, but they were at least going with sticks. And I thought, well, gee, I hope I didn't need a knife to stir something. I mean, a knife to cut something, but okay, at least they were going to this. And then I noticed that they were, in some of the hotels that were saying that we're going green, the green room, there's no Planet 8? There's no Planet B? Oh, okay, all right. Like this is it. We're the planet and all the recycling. And I did open one because I wanted to show it to you. And it's all recyclable. The whole paper is recyclable. But this isn't. This is, well, maybe it is paper, but you can see that there's aluminum, some sort of a foil there. But you are getting, again, little wooden sticks with the hopes that people would recycle them. The sad thing is that when the maid, house cleaner comes, all of this, everything, gets thrown away. There's nobody at the end game dividing, this is what we can recycle, this is what we can't. I mentioned it to somebody that I raise worms, and the young lady was like, oh, it was a beachside resort. And she said, oh, I would love to do that because we have so many fishermen here. And if I raised worms, I could make side money. And I said, yes, you could. And she said, but I don't know how to do that. So I told her about my channel and that there's many channels out there. And also that she has such a great source, put on your gloves and go through all this trash and you could be feeding them. One other thing I noticed, I got a package from Amazon, and it came in a bag versus being in, let me see, I have it here, versus being in a box. and they use all of this padded packing. Now this will go in my worms. It could go in the compost, but it will go in the worms. I won't put this through the shredder because I would be afraid that it would really clog it up. But those are just a few little things that I'm doing. So I hope that you will look at this and go, wow, I hadn't thought of a few of those, any of them, whatever. And I'm going to do something for the world this year in 2024, and I'm going to start saving that, or I'm going to switch over. If you have any question on these, let me know. I'll aim you in that direction. So anyway, happy Earth Day, everyone. Happy 55th Earth Day. Get out and smell the fresh air. I hope yours is. Take care, everybody. Remember, garden what you've got. Have a very great day. Bye-bye.